name's Rob Gill. I look after graduate and undergraduate recruitment at Jaguar Land Rover.
Well, I've actually only worked in the automotive industry, but always in HR. So I did my degree in psychology, then joined the Ford graduate scheme. Did a couple of roles in Ford, and then probably about 9 years ago got a chance to move up to Jaguar Land Rover because it was owned by Ford as a secondment. So in that time I've done loads of different roles, but within HR, but the last 3 years I've done graduate recruitment. We really need and look to attract electrical engineers, software engineers, infotainment engineers, telecoms engineers, and that all might seem a bit weird, but cars have moved on. They're not just a steering wheel that can, based on an engine. They're sort of computers on wheels now. We want people that are rounded. And what I mean by that is you can work in a team, can show initiative, but also have business acumen. We're not after at a graduate level a technical genius, if that makes sense. The personal characteristics are probably more important. The professions always move in. It's not a case of you can get your degree and then think that's it, I'm done. There's always going to be technological changes, developments, legislation changes, consumer taste changes, loads of things around the environment in which we produce and develop products is always changing. So unless you're sort of motivated to want to keep up to date with those sorts of things, then you won't do a good job. So I'd say interest, motivation, enthusiasm, passion are probably very important. Academic study is needed, but the world of theory and practice can often be miles apart. I don't think you just have to do engineering type stuff. Any stuff that you do sort of extracurricular, whether it's sports, hobbies, business type things, they're all ways through a selection process, and also in the way in which you'll come across with employers that you can, I guess, demonstrate a better level of maturity, I guess, in terms of yourself as an individual. So if you've got experience of working in an engineering environment, just being pragmatic in terms of a solution and what's going to work, and just ways of working and doing business, and I guess just the political sensitivities of working with others, I would say that's more important than necessarily international experience. And I guess this holds for any job that you may be going for. Firstly, research your organisation you're applying for. It's so easy to be lazy and just sort of cut and paste applications. It's the one shot you've got. If you don't do a good job in your application form, it all stops there. So research your organisation, understand what they're looking for, and often there are tips on the recruitment website or the brochure, or if they're around on your university campus or around your schools, ask them what they're looking for, because it's not a secret. Just show, interest, enthusiasm, motivation, commitment that this is what you want to do as a career, and you've not just applied because you've applied for loads of other things as well. It's that sort of real, fit that we want. Now, there is this thing which surprised me, but it's common. We have a fixed deadline for graduate recruitment, and some recruiters don't. And we get a massive spike in our last 2 weeks, which is sort of a Christmas to New Year. And so I don't know if it's people just leave it till last minute, and then it gets too rushed and they just don't have the time or don't feel they've had the time to do it. But, we're open. Most recruiters are open for 2 or 3 months for applications, so there's no excuse not to give it your best effort. You need to be prepared to be adaptable, flexible, but want to sort of be leading edge. It is a very high-tech industry. You need to be prepared to always be thinking about the next thing, the next technology, ahead of the game, not just because you have to. So that's the first thing I'd say. But then the second thing is I'd say enjoy it, because you're choosing it as a career. You'll be working in that industry for many, many years, if everything goes well. So do something that you enjoy and have an interest in.